Here we have the current stock market update for Gamestop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts in the comment section below so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So here we're going to be looking at the 1 hour price chart. I wanted to try to take a bit of a step back here and try to get a broader view at the moment because as we can see here, share prices are now grinding through this support zone at $21 that we have been watching for this stock. Every day I open this price chart specifically and I get a little nervous that we're going to see price movements lower because I know that it's not fun receiving this bad news. But as things currently stand, this support level is now starting to sort of break to the downside. We have not yet closed the trading session here. We're sort of trading right into the close right now, so we will see the closing price in a moment. But what we can see here is that there really has not been any bounce out of this level. I mean, we're trying to maintain some support here, as you can see here. There is a little bit of buying activity. I mean, if you were to sort of move into the shorter term time frames, you'd see small bounces here, and that does suggest that there's some buying action here. But for the most part, I do think that people are starting to exit the trade in these areas because what we can see here in the trading volume readings, this is mostly red. I mean, mostly what we're seeing here is red. So, there's not a lot of buying action that's currently going on at this level. I think there's a little bit of buying here, but not much. So it doesn't, to me, this doesn't look like we're going to be able to hold share prices in this area. Now, we haven't really seen a convincing break below here. It does look like we're actually going to get a close below that $21 mark. So that does really break below that 61.8% Fibonacci retracement that we're watching because we did get this closing price here at $20.93. So technically, this is a close here to the downside. I would say it's a bit weak. You really didn't see many stop losses here. You didn't see a huge amount of follow through. But what you really needed to see at this point was a bounce from here. So, I'm starting to feel like the doctor that has to tell you that you have cancer or something like that. But, this doesn't look like a very good sign here. So, if we are going to continue to see share price movements lower, the next level of support that I would be watching here comes in right around $20.30. This would be the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement of this major trending move here. That would be the price move from 1943 to 2364. So that would be roughly this area here. So really what we're looking at is some possible support that could develop here, but I don't really have a lot of confidence in that area myself because there's nothing else going on here. I mean, usually what I like to see is a confluence of events. I would like to see some historical support, some moving average support, something else in this region, which makes me think that this 2030 Fibonacci area is going to be solidified or strengthened by other technical signals. And I'm just not seeing anything here in this chart. So unfortunately, what we're starting to see here ultimately is another series of lower highs. We had this prior price high right into that last earnings report, and then we did see that massive failure on that news that GameStop was further diluting shareholders. And we really haven't been able to recover any. I shouldn't say that. We have been able to recover a large percentage of those losses, but it does look like we're starting to turn lower here. I could do a Fibonacci retracement of this price move, but I don't even know how constructive that would be at this point because we're already starting to head lower. I mean, as things stand here, we really didn't break through the 78.6% retracement of this trending move here, as you can see. So there's this Fibonacci zone here that was never broken at the top side. We actually failed in advance of that at 2364. So this ultimate resistance level did remain intact. We didn't break through there, and now we're definitely starting to move lower and then break through support zones at during this process. And this isn't the first time this has happened. So, previously we were looking at 2190, roughly that 22 area here. There was a lot going on here. There was a lot that could have held up prices here, but we just sort of ground through there, retested it again from the downside, which does confirm that this was an important price level. And then again, we saw another failure. So, there's not much here holding up this stock. I really can't point to much that's positive here. Um, this isn't a highly convincing, break to the downside. It doesn't look to me like we've seen a lot of stop losses run here. So, possibly if there's a good market day tomorrow, maybe you could see a bounce out of here, and then that would sort of be the best case scenario at this point. But we did close below this Fibonacci level, so the balance of the evidence does not support that type of outlook. If we do see a break below here, $20.30 would be the next level that I would be watching to the downside. And then we have to refocus back on that, just sort of double bottom support zone, which is currently seen between 1931 and 1943. So that is really your major level then to watch to the downside. That I would still consider that to be a double bottom area, even though those areas don't match up exactly. The reason that you can have some distance between those two areas is because this prior trending move here was extremely volatile. I wouldn't put too much stock in, exact price levels when you're starting to see this type of downside price movement. There was a major price gap here, and it did come on the heels of an earnings report too. So I'm not totally concerned about the fact that these numbers don't match up exactly. I would still consider this to be a double bottom support zone. And if you're going to buy the stock, and I think people know I really don't recommend doing that, but if you're going to buy the stock, I would say that this would be your next level of support to be watching. So right around 1950. I mean, if you really, if you twisted my arm and told me to give you a buy zone, I would probably say right around 1950 would be somewhat of an acceptable area. But then if we do see a break below there, I would expect some stop losses to be run at that point. And I really wouldn't even expect this $18.73 area to hold up at that point, because you're less than $1 away. And I would be pretty convinced here that there are going to be stop losses below 1943. So that would probably generate enough momentum to also break through 1873 as well. So unfortunately, those are the chart readings that we're seeing right now. There really isn't any way to spin this in the positive direction, and the people that are making those claims on YouTube really shouldn't be allowed to do what they're doing. So here's the current stock market update for Gamestop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.